Sometimes in life you get lost and you don't know which way is up and down and which way is left or right and what you need to do because everything you do and everything you've done and everything you've ever done has an impact on not only yourself, your family, the world, and everything is connected in this amazing way that things that happened 30 years ago and experiences you go through in one town, in one country, could affect what's going to happen somewhere else after 30 years as a chain of events. And you don't know anymore whether the choices you make and where it's going to lead you. But in general, if you're looking for a purpose, your first purpose will be to get yourself into a certain level where your vision will clear a little bit more, and then again you have to have a target. You have to have maybe a 2-year target and a 1-year target and a 6-month target and a daily target, and be consistent. So you have to have those little targets. It's like you're in the desert, you're lost, and you have this old compass with a foggy screen, and it gives you 85% accuracy. Well, this is awful, and you're lost, and you need to find your way. But it's not as awful as having nothing, and depending on the way you see the stars and the signs and the sun, and you might figure out a way. It might be a bit longer, a bit slower to get somewhere. Where then you will talk to different people. You will maybe buy a map or a better compass, and then you'll be able to get to the next target. And that's how life is. It's going into the unknown and doing the best we can. But by going into the unknown doesn't mean have no aim, because if you have no aim, you're just wandering, and you might wander for years and then still end up in the same place. So you have to have some sort of aim. It doesn't have to be a very good aim. It could be just an aim, and as you get closer, your vision clears up, and you might find another aim, and it might change. But then, if you are not there and you can't get yourself to be that person that got to that stage, then you won't be able to see the new aim that you found, if that makes any sense. And with that, you're not alone. There is you, and there is everybody else. And by you, there is so many different versions of you. There is one that's excited right now, that has a vision, that wants to fix the world, and there's you that's lazy, that can't be bothered, that thinks everything is not worth it, that's depressed. And then there is the neutral you, and there is all this kind of people within the structure of your own personality, which has developed through your life experience. So when you're a kid, you have your first few life experiences and what you learn from your parents and from the children next door and from the street and from the school. It sort of develop your original personality. And then on top of that accumulates some habits and thoughts and way of thinking and way of viewing the world that you develop based on the experiences that you've been through. And then again, there'll be more dust, more ideas, more things collected, and then there's another layer, and then another layer. And then by the time you're 30, there is like so many things that you could do, or ways that you behave, and you wouldn't even know why. I mean, you would if you meditate and you start going back and unsolving or solving everything and untangling everything that's tangled in your life, and find out why and how did I get there, and that got me there, and then you might start figuring things out. But for the time being, your best bet is to be virtuous, to be rightful. And by saying that, not just to be nice and give in and give everybody everything that you have. To be virtuous is not nice. It's to be a monster that doesn't act monstrously. It's to be truthful and tell the truth. Or to be hard telling the truth all the time, because sometimes you don't even know what the truth is. Let's say, do not mouth things that you know for a fact that are wrong. So in other words, don't lie. That will get you out of a lot of trouble. It might not seem so on the short run, But hey, on the long run, it will work because not lying stops you from doing so many things that you would have to lie about if you do. Watch yourself. Watch your conscious. Watch your thoughts and your brain and what you're thinking about and what are you about to do. And if you agree with what you're doing, move forward. Make sure tomorrow is at least a little bit better than today.